Michael Bradley was the deceased woman's former lawyer. Michael Bradley, thank you very much for your time this evening. The New South Wales Police have said today that there is insufficient admissible evidence to proceed. For a viewer watching, what does that actually mean, and do you accept that?
Well, what it means is that they've looked at the evidence that's available and which they think might become available, and they've concluded that there's no way that they would ever be able to get to the criminal standard of proof, so it's not a case that can proceed to charges, and that makes sense given the circumstances.
And so you, having been familiar with the evidence, do you agree that it's insufficiently admissible, and what sort of things make evidence admissible?
Well, difficult question to answer in the abstract. In a case of this type where the allegation is sexual assault and the victim is deceased and there's no formal record of interview, it would be very difficult, pretty much impossible to ever get to the requisite level of proof to be able to bring a case forward. So, as I said, it's really not surprising that the police have reached that conclusion and done so quickly. So
given that is the police position, what do you believe now would be the appropriate way forward?
Well, where it leaves things is that the legal processes which the Prime Minister referred to yesterday, that he said we'll need to wait for, are now at an end. There are no formal legal processes in train to be dealt with or resolved, so really it returns to him now, and the question then is there a different process that ought to be undertaken, or should the allegation just be left hanging?
And is there a different process that can be taken that would be fair to all parties, in your view?
There's no process that's going to provide a perfect solution. The circumstances are unfortunate from lots of perspectives. However, there are plenty of precedents for how one might proceed in a situation where you have a person occupying a position of high public trust with a very serious allegation made against them. From this point, it's an administrative process you're looking at rather than a criminal one, and it has to be driven by the question of whether it is tenable or acceptable for that person to continue occupying their position with that allegation hanging over them. The appropriate course, in my view, would be a form of inquiry conducted externally and independently of the government and Parliament to inquire fully into the allegation and the surrounding circumstances and reach a determination on the allegation.
We've heard mention of the South Australian coroner in some of the discussion around this case. Could you please explain for viewers what a coroner actually does and the limits of an inquest in relation to this matter?
So a coroner's role is essentially to investigate and, if possible, determine the cause of death, and if there is potential criminality involved in the death, then to recommend a prosecution. In this case, if there is an inquest, that apparently hasn't been decided yet, but if there is an inquest into the victim's death, then the coroner will be primarily looking at trying to determine what the cause of death was, and will make a determination on that. It is not the purpose of a coronial inquest to look at sort of external matters, and the rape allegation is quite external to the question of the cause of death. It could come into the picture in the course of that inquest as a relevant matter, but the coroner is not going to make any determinations of relevance in relation to the actual rape allegation.
Michael Bradley, thank you very much.